Abraham Lincoln's story is the story of America. Born in a Kentucky log cabin in 1809, his early life was marked by poverty and hardship. Young Abraham knew hard work. He toiled on the family farm, splitting rails and tending crops. Formal schooling was a luxury he couldn't afford. Despite these challenges, Lincoln possessed an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. He taught himself by the light of the fire, devouring every book he could borrow. He walked miles to attend court sessions, listening intently to the lawyers' arguments. These experiences ignited a spark in him, a yearning for something more than his humble beginnings could offer. He moved to Illinois at the age of 21, eager to forge his own path. He worked as a storekeeper, postmaster, and even a surveyor. All the while he continued to educate himself, studying law late into the night. His dedication paid off when he was admitted to the bar in 1836. Lincoln's early life was a testament to the power of perseverance. He refused to let poverty or lack of formal education limit his ambitions. He embodied the American spirit, the belief that anyone, regardless of their background, could achieve greatness through hard work and determination. His journey from log cabin to lawyer laid the foundation for his extraordinary rise to national prominence. Lincoln's path to greatness was not without its stumbles and setbacks. His early forays into business and politics were marked by disappointment. He faced financial ruin in a failed business venture. He sought elected office multiple times, only to taste the bitterness of defeat. In 1832, he ran for the Illinois legislature and lost. He ran for Congress in 1846, again facing defeat. He even lost his bid for the U.S. Senate in 1855. These failures would have crushed a lesser man, but Lincoln refused to be defined by them. He saw each setback as an opportunity for growth. He learned from his mistakes, honed his skills, and emerged from each defeat even more determined. His unwavering belief in himself and his vision for America fueled his persistence. "My great concern is not whether you have failed," he once said, "but whether you are content with your failure." These words reflected Lincoln's own life philosophy. He understood that failure was not the opposite of success, but a stepping stone on the path towards it. His resilience and refusal to give up set the stage for his eventual triumph. Lincoln's political career slowly gained traction. In 1834, he won his first election to the Illinois legislature. He served 4 consecutive terms, earning a reputation as a skilled debater and a champion of the common man. He advocated for infrastructure improvements, education reform, and economic development. While serving in the legislature, Lincoln continued to practice law. He quickly gained a reputation as a formidable attorney, known for his sharp intellect and his ability to connect with juries. He took on a variety of cases, from criminal defense to corporate litigation. One particularly notable case involved the Rock Island Bridge Company. Lincoln defended the company against a lawsuit filed by a steamboat company that opposed the construction of a bridge across the Mississippi River. Lincoln argued that progress and innovation should not be stifled by outdated monopolies. He won the case, establishing a precedent for the importance of infrastructure development in a growing nation. Through his legal work and his political service, Lincoln honed his skills as a leader and a communicator. He developed a deep understanding of the law, the political process, and the needs of the people he represented. These experiences prepared him for the challenges that lay ahead as the nation edged closer to disunion. Section 4. A Nation Divided, Lincoln's Stand Against Slavery. The issue of slavery cast a long shadow over America in the mid-19th century. As the nation expanded westward, the debate over the expansion of slavery into new territories intensified. Lincoln, a staunch opponent of slavery, emerged as a leading voice in the growing movement to prevent its spread. He believed that slavery was morally wrong and a threat to the principles of freedom and equality upon which the nation was founded. "A house divided against itself cannot stand," he famously declared in 1858. "I believe this government cannot endure, permanently half slave and half free." Lincoln's unwavering stance against slavery put him at odds with the powerful slave-holding interests in the South. He engaged in a series of legendary debates with Stephen Douglas, a senator from Illinois who supported popular sovereignty, the idea that settlers in new territories should decide for themselves whether or not to allow slavery. The Lincoln-Douglas debates captivated the nation, drawing huge crowds and garnering national attention. Lincoln's eloquence, his reasoned arguments, and his unwavering moral conviction resonated with a growing number of Americans who recognized the evils of slavery. Although he lost the Senate race to Douglas, the debates elevated Lincoln to national prominence and positioned him as a leading contender for the presidency in 1860. Section 5. The Presidency and the Storm Leading a Nation Through Civil War. The nation stood on the brink of collapse as the 1860 presidential election approached. The issue of slavery had driven a wedge between the North and the South, threatening to tear the young republic apart. Lincoln, the candidate of the newly formed Republican Party, offered a message of unity and a firm stance against the expansion of slavery. His election in November 1860 proved to be the breaking point. Southern states, fearing that Lincoln's election signaled the end of their way of life, seceded from the Union. In April 1861, the Civil War began with the Confederate attack on Fort Sumter in South Carolina. Faced with the greatest crisis in American history, Lincoln rose to the challenge. He called for 75,000 volunteers to quell the rebellion and preserve the Union. He skillfully navigated the complexities of wartime leadership, balancing military strategy with political considerations. Lincoln's leadership extended beyond the battlefield. He understood that the war was not just about preserving the Union, but about defining the very soul of America. He used the power of his words to articulate a vision of a nation founded on the principles of liberty and equality for all. Section 6. A Legacy Forged in Tragedy, Lincoln's Enduring Impact. On January 1, 1863, Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, declaring that all slaves held in Confederate territory shall be thenceforward, and forever free. This landmark document transformed the Civil War from a struggle to preserve the Union into a fight for human freedom. Lincoln's leadership and the sacrifices of Union soldiers ultimately led to Confederate defeat in 1865. The nation, though scarred by war, was preserved, and slavery, the institution that had divided America for so long, was abolished. Tragically, Lincoln's life was cut short just days after the war ended. On April 14, 1865, he was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth, a Confederate sympathizer, while attending a play at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. Lincoln's assassination sent shockwaves through the nation and the world. He was mourned as a martyr for the cause of freedom and a symbol of American unity and resilience. His legacy continues to inspire generations of Americans with his unwavering commitment to equality, his eloquence in defense of liberty, and his unwavering belief in the power of democracy.